What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. We're back into the second half of this first class game against New South Wales. As you can see, things not really going our way. We are already trailing by 109 runs, and New South Wales still do have 5 wickets left in the bank. But enough about that. Let's go and get into the game, and hopefully we can get these guys down for not many and have a chance to bat. And I was going to say potentially, possibly, try and merge the two together, potentially save the game for Tassie. Alright guys, we're back in. We've got our world famous field, it seems to be coming to in this game. We've got the point, I think we've got a backward point, a gully, and we've even got a forward point as well. So hopefully we can get the ball to move around a bit, get a bit of swing, and then we can see the backside, hopefully with Peter Neville and Moises, who are both gone, and they're on reasonable... Ooh, there's a chance that I'm talking about. But they're on reasonable scores at the moment. 58 for Neville and 88 for Moises. Both of them coming in quick time as well, striking it close to a runner ball. But until we go and get some wickets and until we go and get some action, let's talk about what is happening real life cricket. I'm going to start off first with the Desert T20. Not sure how many people really went and followed this, but it was basically an associate 2020 tournament that was played, I think, somewhere in the Middle East. I can't quite remember where. I think Pete Neville has actually gone and got an edge on that. So just like that, we get that breakthrough that we wanted, boys. And that is our second wicket of the innings. T-Pain getting the wicket and Neville gone for 58. That's a big wicket because it does now mean that the tail is in for New South Wales. Not saying that Mitchell Starc is probably that much of a tail ender. And thankfully enough, we do have the correct field to him, the field that I want. This is actually a very aggressive field when you look at it. Oof! I'm just going to have a cheeky appeal at that. But if you have a look at this field, which we won't be able to until the end of the next over, but it is a lot more aggressive than we are usually used to seeing. We're used to seeing, you know, not many on the leg side. We do have that here today. We've gone back now to this field. So I'm just going to go and change this up because we don't really want to be bowling this to Mitchell Starc. We want to go to that tried and true field that has worked for us so well. Alright guys, so we're back in. We are now bowling to Mitchell Starc. I think if we can get him and get Moises more importantly, because he is going along nicely. If we can get him and possibly look at only being a deficit of about 150 heading into the second innings, we still are a chance in this debut captaincy game for the first class side. That's a nice shot from Starkey actually down the ground. But back to that Desert T20 that I was talking about. Not too sure how many people followed it, but basically an associate 2020 tournament which was played somewhere in the desert, hence the name Desert T20. I think it's played somewhere in the Middle East. And we've got this field again. This is just frustrating that we have to go and continuously change. Alright, I must say I'm getting pretty quick at changing that field. I know where everything goes now. But yeah, back to that Desert T20. It is nice to see those associate sides actually playing through a tournament similar to that because, you know, they don't really get, I guess, the recognition that they deserve. And, you know, to get better, they do have to play against full-membered sides, I guess you would say. But it is always good to come up against, you know, your fellow associates in a tournament. It doesn't happen very often, as I said. I honestly don't think this is the field that I want. I've got a third slip instead of a gully. But that's right. We're just going to roll with it, and hopefully we can get something out of it. Moises has just been... See, if I had my proper field, that would not go for 4. It's just frustrating that the field does not stay the way I want it to stay. Very, very frustrating. But Afghanistan were the eventual winners of that tournament. Absolutely smashed Ireland in the final, I believe. I think the Irish got bowled out for about 74 or something off 13 overs, and Afghanistan came, and I think they chased it down in the space of about 7, so it's absolutely crazy. Still shows that probably Afghanistan, you know, they are that top tier associate side, probably very close to a full member side. I think in 2020 cricket they are actually ranked above Bangladesh, which is quite crazy to think with, I guess, you know, how Bangladesh is going. And that's something that I'll lead on to now, is the Bangladesh series that is going on in New Zealand. So we've actually got our field. It's a freaking miracle. But that game is happening at the moment. Day 3, the time you guys see this. Did that carry? That was absolutely creamed by Mitchell Starc, and I think it has just not carried to the fielder. But day 3 at the moment in the second test between New Zealand and Bangladesh. Probably not much play is going to get done just due to the fact that at the moment, you can't see, but it is raining outside. It is quite dark outside, and the forecast does not look good. But the way the game stands at the moment, New Zealand are, I think, about 29 30, 35, 25, somewhere around there, runs behind Bangladesh's first innings score, which was 290. Tim Southee took 5 for, Trent Boult took 4, which is good to see those guys back in form. You know, I think if they can get back to their world best that they did under McCullum, it could be a very good spell for the New Zealanders over the second half of the summer. And we are definitely going to need it. South Africa are coming to our shores next, but before that we do have a Chapel Hadley series against Australia here in New Zealand. Pretty stock standard side, you would imagine. The only change that has been made is Tom Blundell, the wicketkeeper from Wellington, has come into the side just due to the fact that Luke Ronke... Oh my God, catch that ball, please! Oh, that is frustrating. That is so frustrating. That is a chance. It's a big chance as well. Again, no maiden, because that's just how this game likes to roll. But man, that was a chance. The lead up to 171 now. But yeah, Tom Blundell in that side had a little taste of international cricket in the third 2020 against Bangladesh. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He's one of the options. The other option that the selectors have leaned towards is possibly Tom Latham could open up the innings and take the keeping gloves, which would, again, I say this word a lot in my videos, but for the balance of the side, you know, it could allow you to play an extra bowler, an extra batter, you know, just where required. Obviously, we are very strong when it comes to our all-rounders. And Moises, I'm going to change this bloody field on you because you're annoying me. So all I want to do is move this guy from third slip into a gully. That's all I want to do. All the rest I'm going to keep exactly the same. I can't even remember what I was saying now. Bloody field changes. They just screw me over majorly. But, ooh, I thought they were going to take a run there. That would have been very cheeky. But yeah, we'll be interested to see how he goes. Be interested to see what the selectors go with. Another selection issue going around the New Zealand circuit at the moment. Colin de Grandhomme, due to come in at number 6 yesterday in the test, came in at number 8. Mitchell Santner was 6, BJ Watling 7. Watling and de Grandhomme both didn't make many, but a lot of people saying that with de Grandhomme coming in at number 8, that this little experiment of using him in test matches is probably over. A lot of people saying that he probably isn't a good enough batter to bat at number 6. And of course we get bloody overthrows. Of course we get them. It never happens to me when I'm batting. But as soon as I get in the field, it's just terrible. They get 5. All of a sudden this over's gone for 6 and it's not that bad. It is not even that bad. I'm still regretting that missed chance that we put down. Put down off Mitchell Starc. That is painful. But yeah, a lot of people saying he's not a good enough batter to bat at number 6. If he is batting down at number 8 like he did yesterday, that he's not a good enough bowler to take that position. So it will be interesting to see what happens. A lot of people have said that Jimmy Neesham might be in for a recall to the test side with the South Africans basically just around the corner. I think they're coming here in about a month's time to play, I think it's just tests. No, I'm pretty sure that there will be one days as well in 2020s, but obviously in the test will be interesting to see. Corey Anderson not being considered. He wasn't considered for the Chapel Hadley either, just due to the fact that he is still regaining full fitness and he is still only considered a batsman only. So he was in pretty good form, I must say, in the last... well, he found some form in the last 2020 international against Bangladesh. But obviously not enough to see him into the side. Again, we're just going to have a cheeky appeal. Once I got into the keeper's gloves, though, because I didn't want overthrows. Because overthrows are basically just the bane of our existence in this game. They are really annoying, really a pain in the ass. But that first innings total that we got, I'm guessing, is probably going to be nowhere near enough. New South Wales are about 100 or almost 200 actually in the lead at the moment. So that's a bit depressing. Another game that is happening today that hopefully I will be able to watch. Hopefully I'll be able to get everything done and dusted by about 4 New Zealand time. That is when Australia take on Pakistan in the 4th one-day international. Obviously, the second one was lost by the Australians. Pakistan went and, as I said, got their... I think I mentioned this in another video, but got their first win on Australian soil, I think, in about 16 years. So that is a huge achievement for them. Without, you know, some key players as well. Without Safriz Ahmed, there was no Azhar Ali in this game. There was no Mohamed Ifran. So, you know, they are missing some top quality players to that one-day lineup. So, a good win for them. However, Australia came back very strong. Steve Smith hit 100. Peter Hanscom on debut batted very well. I think he got 80 odd. It was actually quite a strange innings for him. I think he was out first ball. Well, not first ball, but he was out for a duck. He was then called back because it was no ball, and then I think he was dropped to a pretty a relatively easy catch when he was on 10, and then obviously to go on and make 80 is absolutely huge. And I mean, I think he's come out openly in the media and has basically said, you know, with his one-day numbers and how his one-day average is, he doesn't really expect a recall. He essentially believes he was in the side basically just as injury cover. A lot of players have gone down in this series, which is quite surprising. I just need something to carry. That one there didn't have enough. The one probably a couple of overs ago that we had just needed to go a little bit less so that a fielder could go and get it. But, man, we just need a wicket. We just need something because I am also running out of things to talk about. And we do still have the batting left to come and potentially some more bowling. So I don't really want to split... oh, God. I don't really want to split this video, this game into 3 videos because that would just be absolutely clinical. But the lead is now up above 200. We have, however, taken 2 wickets since we have come back. Again, I'm going to change the field. We've got Hazelwood and Lyon, so hopefully we can wrap up these 2 wickets quick and then have a bit of a bat as well. Alright, so we're back. Bowling to nice, Gary. We've bowled 10 overs so far. We've been a little bit expensive. Have picked up 2 wickets, though. And the ball is still swinging just a little bit, which is always good for us. Because it does... I was going to say, we were standing around for a long time then. Did I need to appeal or something? Did I miss a trick by not appealing? I'm not too sure. That's solid from Lyon. He's much better. I think he's been batting... No, he has been. I think he's been batting 11 for the Australian side, but he is a better batter than that. I remember I think it was when there was a break, a rain delay in the Wellington Test. So we're actually going back and watching some highlights, and they had the Hobart Test that New Zealand played Australia in and won that game famously. Dave Warner, I think, hit 120 not out in that game, and Nathan Lyon was down the other end. Almost saw them home, but he is actually a very solid batter, very solid in defence, and can definitely do a job, hold up and end where required. And I mean, look at that. He's just gone and smoked me through the covers. You would not believe that. Wow. I don't think, if I don't get a wicket here, I'm just going to finish things off and get into bat because I don't want to bowl anymore. The luck just... I was going to say the luck just doesn't seem to be with me today, but that short mid wicket has just gone and pulled off an absolute screamer to get rid of Lyon. That's our 3rd wicket of the day. So it's good to see the wickets are coming for us, and Dougie Bollinger is the next man in. I can't imagine he will last too long with that average. It is pretty low. Because of that, I am just going to go and keep this field. But yeah, I do want to do some batting again in this video because I want to try and improve on that. But Dougie! You're not supposed to be a good batter, mate. You've got off the mark with a 2. That's a pretty good shot. I mean, it's a little bit aerial, but hey, they've got all those players in the slip region, in the slip cordon, and he's just decided, you know what, I'm going to go a bit aggressive, get a bit up there, and I am going to start pitching it just a little bit fuller to Dougie. What the hell? This guy can't bat. I've used him in my online T10 competition. Not that I've used him to bat. I haven't even been using him to bowl. I've dropped him, to be honest. But, yeah, the guy can't bat. And he's just smashing me all around the place. He's 6 off 2. Wow, oh, wow. That's incredible. Doug Bollinger, you beast. Not so much a beast. He's gone, played a little feather through. We finish up with 4 for... but New South Wales very much on top. They finish up with 402. Definitely the pick of the bowlers we were. 4 for 48. That's going to help our average big time. And we're going to head in and have a bat. We are still about 200 and... probably have a look actually. Possibly. Yeah, still 230 behind. So if we bat like we did in the first innings, we aren't going to get anywhere close. But we'll go and have a look. Have a wee cheeky bat and see what happens. Alright, so as I said... basically, we are going to have to bat really well because we are 5 wickets down and we are still 89 runs behind. They've got a very good bowling side, do the Oh, nice shot from Cliff. Off the mark. First ball. Got a very good bowling side, New South Wales. So we do need to be wary of that. We didn't score too many in the first innings. But if we can get a good at-bat here, as we saw when we were coming out, our average isn't that bad. For a number 7 to average 20, we will be looking to go and try and put that up as we get our rating up. But you'll definitely take that. We just need to try and hope that we don't get ourselves out. We fell into the trap last time around, and we've almost fallen into it again, would you believe? And very much a pack slip cordon. Wow, Jesus. I think they got a second, a third, a fifth, a backward point in there. So got a lot of men catching. So that makes me a little bit dubious about actually playing across a line and trying to go to that vacant mid-on area, because that's what happened last time. Nathan Lyon, when he was bowling to us, just went, floated it up, and it was quite easy for us to get away. But that's actually a nice shot. It's only going to be one. Controlled very well and kept down well, which is what we like to see. I did say I was struggling to run. Well, I was running out of things to say, which is true, in effect. But I talked about the Desert T20. I've talked about the Australia game. I've talked about the New Zealand test. The only thing that comes to mind at the moment is the T20 series that is going on between South Africa and Sri Lanka. First game was shortened due to rain, just to a 10 over a side affair. I think South Africa really turned it up, because when I was watching, they had about 2 overs left to go, and I think they had about 90 on the board. So they got about 30 in the last 2, because they ended up with about 120. So they ended up with a very good score. I think David Miller was basically most of the reason for that. I think he finished about 42 off about 18. So got 125, which in a 10 over game is pretty good. You know, you'd probably consider that almost par or just a little bit above par. And Sri Lanka just could not get there. I think they managed... Oh, nice shot from Cliff on the back foot. You've got to get 4 for that, surely. Oh, fielder, you're kidding me. That was a great shot, and I'm only going to pick up 2. Unbelievable. I don't believe it. But, yeah, Sri Lanka just didn't really get close whatsoever. I think they finished up with... What did they finish up with? I can't quite remember, but I think they fell about 20, maybe 30 runs short. And we're just nudging Mitchell Starc around here for 2. This is Australia's premier quick bowler, boys. And we are just taking him quite comfortably. Like, we are playing him around quite comfortably. And when we get to the end of this over, because I've finished basically everything that I was looking to talk about, I might just go and look to do a few highlights. But we may not last that long, especially playing shots like that. The in-swinging Yorker, which would basically just hit away to the... Oh, I guess into the slips cordon, for a lack of a better word. But, you know, we are picking them off. We have picked them off for 10 in this over. And as I said, this is New Zealand's... sorry, not New Zealand's. This is Australia's premium quick bowler. We probably could have taken 3 there on a bit of a weak throw. But 5 for 155. And probably, as I said, what I'll do now is just go and do some highlights. So basically when I get out, when I hit a nice shot, or, you know, just basically when we hit a 4, just because we don't really want to have too many dot balls. But saying that, I might actually go and just play aggressive. Just to go and, as I said, try and wrap this up. I'm trying to get 2 videos done today on Sunday, just because I'm not going to have a chance tomorrow. But we've moved on to 18 off 11. We only trail by 68 now, so we are definitely back in this game. What a shot that is! I was actually trying to play that over the slips, but instead we've just stepped away, probably played it off the back foot over extra cover, which is an incredible shot. One of the hardest shots I've heard in cricket. It's a shot I've never tried to play. Ah, mistimed. God damn it. It's just like Donny B14 all over again, boys. We get a bit confident, and then just keep going for those aerial shots. That shot never really was on. We'll simulate through. And we're not actually even going to have an opportunity to have another bowl, because New South Wales have won by an innings and 38 runs. So not the greatest captaincy debut for us, Personally, ourselves, we had a pretty good game. Josh Hazelwood an even better game, though. 5 for 32 and 4 for 69. But looking through, 6 off 7 wasn't great in that first innings. We did, however, pick up 4 for 48 in our first at bowl. And then 22 off 13, just again getting a little bit bored, going a little bit aggressive. That's why I really want to start a batting career mode, just so I can go out and be aggressive and just have a bit of a bat. But that will be coming soon. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Do hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is Cliffy, your king of career mode and New Zealand's #1 source of Don Bradman cricket content, signing out.